So in this video, I'm going to, first of all, make something very clear. It's also an announcement. So if you're a narcissist, you don't have to book a session with me. Don't book a session with me, okay? Sociopath, I don't know, psychopath, don't book sessions with me. My intention is helping empaths. It's an empath channel, so I'm helping empaths using my experience that I've learned over the years to help them break free from narcissistic abuse and heal and move further. There's a lot of things we can talk about in that direction, okay? Self-development for the chosen ones as well. If you are trying to figure out things, direction you need to go, there's so much we can talk about. That one I can guarantee you, you will never stay the same. The moment we finish talking, you will know where you need to go. But if you're a narcissist, I do not have the proper information for you, okay? My experience is from a survivor's perspective. So you might be looking for a different type of help. Maybe you can visit a therapist in town. There are some therapists who are equipped with the knowledge that you need, and there's different ways they can help you. Maybe even psychologists in different departments. But with me, you're with the wrong person. You're booking with the wrong person. So I don't want to hurt your feelings because I'm going to tell you the truth, okay? I will tell it as it is. I will tell you the truth, and I will not hide anything from you. So you may, in some case scenarios, get even hurt. You may get hurt, and I don't want to be responsible for your pain. So like I've said, for the empaths, survivors, talk to me. There's so much we can talk about. Empaths, okay? So if you're sending me emails and, you see sometimes I'm not responding, that is because I have already picked up on your energy. So there's a very big chance you may not see any answer from me. Because I may decide to answer you and I may break you. Okay, so don't do that. It's an empath channel. It's very clear. Breaking empaths free. So my empaths. So this is a video for the empaths, okay, the chosen ones. Who are dealing with abuse, okay, narcissistic abuse of some forms. There is going to be a time where you're going to stumble upon the truth. Every empath is different. It may take you weeks, although I don't believe it's just a matter of weeks. This thing can go on for months, even sometimes years, okay? There is people who have been in abuse for 20 years plus, 25 years, 14 years. Personally, I was 7 years. But of course, if we put the other time together, it goes more than that because I have dealt with the various forms of narcissists and I've got different experiences. So it doesn't matter how long it's going to take. One day you're going to wake up and the truth is going to be in your face. So out of the blue, you will find yourself scratching around, looking around, finding information. Maybe you hear some coaches talking online. Maybe you read a book. Maybe you see something and it's going to ring a bell. Okay? You may go on the internet and you start seeing this word popping up out of the blue, narcissists and whatever. You're seeing all these signs and whatever. Now you're looking around and you're starting to figure out that is exactly what is happening to you. The truth of discovering narcissistic abuse is going to be the most painful truth you have ever encountered for as long as you're alive. It's going to be so painful. It's going to be unbelievable. Okay? So it will send you into a shock. That shock also will trigger you to wake up. Okay? So it doesn't matter how long you've been in the situation. When you finally find out that this is the person you've been married to 20 years ago, 14 years ago, it's going to shatter down everything you ever knew about that person. It is going to give you a different perspective of how you need to move forward and what you think about everything. So you will have to make some very difficult decisions or a decision to get yourself out to safety. So when you finally found out your husband is a narcissist, it is going to be very painful. It's going to be very, very difficult for you to swallow. It's one of the most difficult things you will ever have to digest. But when you sit with it and you get some, do some introspection, take some time to analyze the whole situation, you will also come to the realization that there's nothing you could do. So it has never been about you. The only role you played was being naive to fall for the trap, because the whole thing was a trap to set you up for abuse. What is really breaking you is the realization that you wasn't a bad person. You wasn't a bad person. For as long as you remember, you engaged with this individual with the right intentions. You wanted to start a family. You was looking for love. You thought you could get married and, build this beautiful foundation with somebody. But now you're realizing that this whole thing has taken a lot of your energy because you have been involved with the wrong person. So there has been spiritual warfare that has been happening behind the scenes. You didn't know what it was. You used to ask yourself all these questions. You used to try to blame other people. You sometimes even blamed yourself. You thought there was something wrong with you. There was nothing wrong with you. You was just the right person for the wrong person. Okay? You was just the next victim in that situation. When you discover that truth, like I've said, is going to send you into shock. You will run around. You're going to be telling people. You may run sometimes to family members. You're telling them, oh, you listen, this is what I've discovered and this is what I found out. This person is like this. It's going to be very shocking in the initial stages when you discover that you've been involved with abuse. So you might even find yourself talking to people who they feel like you're crazy, they don't understand what you're saying. You're speaking about narcissists. They have never heard about narcissists and whatever. They are kind of calling you crazy. Some of your family members may start recommending that you go to get help from somebody, go to a doctor, go see a doctor. So when I discovered the narcissistic family dynamics, the matrix, the narcissistic parent was the first one to send me. So you definitely have something. That's exactly how it was. So this individual was telling me that I had a problem with my head, and he was telling me to go and get help from a doctor. Okay. So a narcissist doesn't want to be discovered. Okay? They don't want to be discovered. They don't want to... You cannot catch up on their game, because when you catch up on their game, it's game over for them. They know that you're going to be shutting some doors. They know that they're going to lose you. You're going to walk away. And they are not ready for the consequences of that entire situation. Okay? They're not ready to face the consequences, because facing the consequences also means being held accountable for their behavior and for breaking down the relationship or if it's a family, it's also the same thing. So you are dealing with a person that wants everything to stay hidden. And the person that wants things to stay hidden, they will go to the extra length to protect their image and defend themselves. So when you hear these narcissists starting to discredit you in your workplace, they are discrediting you in your home environment, they are smearing your name, they are telling everybody you're a very horrible person, you are this and you are that. It's just a projection. They are just trying to project because they feel that you're catching up on them, and they are fearing and they are very scared of this exposure. They don't want anybody to know who they are. So they are trying to run away from this accountability. It is going to be very shocking, like I've said, and it is something you cannot unsee. You know, you will see it, you cannot unsee it. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot unsee it. When you hear it, you cannot unhear it. When you know it, you cannot unknow it. It's just what it is. You stumbled upon the truth. It's a very disturbing truth. And you're going through a wave of emotions. You're going through a very massive awakening. You don't know what you're going to do. What do I do with the kids? What do I do with these things, the finances? What about this home we just bought? You're now starting to think about everything, and you're finding a way out. You're going through an awakening, and it's very intensive. So awakening from narcissistic abuse is one of the most intensive things you'll ever experience as an empath, okay? So there is no words to explain that experience to anyone, especially the person that doesn't know anything about those things, even the ones that are in the same scenario. When you tell them things like that, they're going to try to shut you up because it is something very disturbing to hear, okay? Evil has always been around. Evil has always existed. There's always been light and darkness, okay, around us. We was just not aware of it. So a person who has always tried to shine your light, okay, you wasn't an evil person. Again, I always say in my videos, it doesn't always mean that you have always been perfect, but you was not programmed. It was not your intention to get involved with evil, let alone getting involved with an evil person. You may find yourself running around for cover. You're like, did I hear something wrong? Did I see something? Is my eyes telling me some lies? What is happening? You're trying to put your mind together, make sense of everything. And however much you try, nothing is making sense. So you're struggling emotionally and mentally to accept that truth that you have been involved with abuse. It has been one of the most evil experiences you have ever encountered in your life. So when you hear those things happening on the side, people starting to get away from you, starting to look at you in a different way, then you have to know that there is a smear campaign that is happening behind the scenes. You're not even aware of it. So this narcissist has already gone ahead of you, and they are trying to find all these mutual family, friends, family members, friends, and whatever. They are telling everybody, you are the problem, you are the one that is messed up. They don't have any problem. They have always been nice. You're the one that is responsible for breaking down the marriage, whatever, the relationship. So you're hearing a lot of very bad, disturbing things. And they're even sending you deeper into depression because all of a sudden you're like, okay, all these people trying to turn against you was once the closest to you. If you have been the black sheep of the family, you have these family members who are giving you a distance. Now they're starting to give you a distance because you have remembered what is going on. And regardless of what it is you're going to talk about, it will not be valid because all the entire team, the family matrix, will always come together for one particular cause, okay, to try even to destroy you further. That is how you know that you are the chosen one. So for the chosen ones, your truths can be different. You might discover the truth of narcissism. You may discover another truth that is going on in your workplace. You could have been a person that has been working in a certain corporation. You've stumbled upon a very disturbing truth of things that they could have been doing behind the scenes. And you're like, you're not going to participate. You want to step out of it, try to analyze it and understand what it is. But you want to do that while you are out of that particular group. So it is going to take you some time to heal this discovery. It's going to be a very disturbing, painful discovery, and it will take you quite a good number of years to heal from this. You know, you might even sometimes find yourself asking things like, how am I even going to heal this? How can I get myself back together? How do I recover from that truth? It's a very, very difficult truth. But when you give yourself time and you're patient with yourself, the time is going to come and you're going to accept it. So basically the secret to healing is seeing it for what it is, sitting down, taking some time, accepting what has really happened, and understanding that it's just God showing you things that you really need to know so that you can be able to move on from that situation. So you have to accept it for what it is. You don't necessarily have to explain. You will feel the need. You will meet people who want you to say something. Can you tell us more? Can you do this? People are going to buzz around you and get a lot of information from you. You don't have to explain it because people will not understand you. Okay, when you're dealing with spiritual warfare, you're dealing something that is completely happening on a different plane. Is why they call it spiritual warfare, because it's happening spiritually. It is not the things that people are used to, the language they used to speak, the things they usually see around them. It is something else happening on the spiritual level. Okay, so it's something that is demonic in nature. So when you're explaining things like that about spiritual warfare, that is what makes you crazy, is what people think they're crazy. Me, myself, I used to, in those early weeks and months, I almost believed or thought that I was crazy. But as I kept on digesting that fact of what had just happened, I now realized that I wasn't crazy, okay? It was just some program that was going on in my mind that I would start to believe maybe I was crazy because I had people telling me to go to seek help, go to a doctor, go to this. And as I continued to heal, I discovered that those same people that was sending me to get help, to go to doctors and see therapists and whatever, those were the problem. They were the problem. They were the narcissists that I was dealing with. It's just because they couldn't face the truth of what I was talking about, okay? In some case scenarios, you will find yourself getting a little bit more explosive. So it's like you have come to that point whereby you need to speak your truth and to whoever wants to listen. So you're no longer concerned about your abusers. So you're just going to go out there and say it as it is. I'm not saying that you should do that immediately. Okay, these things take time. You need to give yourself time to heal. But when you start getting into a comfortable space, okay, your energy is starting to get back in shape. Now you're ready to share your truth, because you will also understand that you haven't been the only individual that has been going through that. It will be surprising for you to find out that there is millions and millions of people who are in a similar situation like you. So the narcissists don't want you to see this. So you saw something you wasn't supposed to see. And they also don't want you to speak your truth, or they don't want to be discovered because they don't know how to handle accountability or face the consequences of what they have been doing behind the scenes. They are very destructive people. They have gone around destroying people. They have gone around messing up with people, breaking people. There is people that have lost their lives in as a result of going through narcissistic abuse, whether they have been unalived by narcissists or whether they have taken their own lives, unalived themselves, suicide, something like that. You've heard about those stories. So this thing is deep, my people. It's all deep. It's very deep. But the moment you see it, ladies and gentlemen, you might sometimes feel like you want to go back to sleep, because it might feel to you that it was better off when you was asleep. Because when you do see it, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot go back to sleep. There is no way you're going to go back to sleep and unsee it. You have already seen it, and that's what it is. Okay? So be patient with yourself, my chosen ones. Be patient with yourself, the empaths, survivors. Be patient. Understand that we have all been there. Many of us have already been there. The ones who have the voice, we come out to tell you, to help you, enlighten you, so that we can help you to wake up, so you can get out and break free. So there's a very big light ahead of the tunnel. When you've come out of it and you do the work, be patient, accept the situation, see it for what it is, get the courage to get out of it, do the healing work on yourself. You're going to discover that there's a very big light ahead of the tunnel, okay? You're going to come out of the darkness. Because an empath who wakes up after abuse is also an empath who starts walking towards the light, because you now realize you have been trapped in darkness for a very, very long time. And you're now starting to walk away from this darkness and gravitating towards the light. So it's a work in progress. It's a very difficult process to heal. And you guys know I always tell you, if you are in the process of healing, find the way to book a session with me. There is things I will tell you that you will not find anywhere else. There is ways I can help you to heal. And again, I'm not helping narcissists to heal. I do not have the ways and the means to heal a narcissist, okay? There's nobody has any way to heal a spiritual illness. But there is people that can help you in different ways. When you sit down with them, the therapists and whatever, those people in those departments, there's things they can do in a different way, but not in my way. My way is completely spiritual. The healing is spiritual. Healing is done spiritually, okay? So for the most of you guys who have seen the truth, you've discovered the truth, share with us in the comment section below. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. You can always book a session with me. Like I've said, you may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.